Welcome to the Ethical Explorer project. We are a grassroots organisation dedicated to shining a light on the wildlife tourism industry, supporting the good, exposing the bad, and giving travellers peace of mind when it comes to choosing ethical wildlife experiences. For our first official review, we came to Port Stephens Koala Sanctuary in the beautiful New South Wales on the east coast of Australia. The Port Stephens Koala Sanctuary opened in 2020 and spans 8 hectares of native bushland. It combines wildlife care with ecotourism, offering glamping cabins, bushland boardwalks and educational facilities. But most importantly, it is home to a hospital and sanctuary dedicated to rescuing, rehabilitating and caring for koalas. Koalas are one of Australia's most iconic marsupials and arguably one of the cutest, but don't tell anyone else we said so. But sadly, they are in trouble. Koalas are an endemic species, meaning they're only found here in Australia, and in 2024 they were officially listed as endangered in several states, including right here in New South Wales. Habitat destruction, disease, road strikes and dog attacks are all pushing populations into steep decline. Sanctuaries, when managed properly, play a vital role in saving individuals and raising awareness about the challenges that these animals face. The sanctuary is operated by Port Stephens Council, while the hospital is operated as a separate non-profit organisation. During my visit, staff were professional and welcoming, and volunteers, many of them retired locals, offered guidance, answered questions and monitored the visitors' behaviour whilst in the sanctuary. All volunteers are trained in koala care and many help out with rescues or in the hospital during procedures. Education seems central to the sanctuary's work. Informative signage could be found throughout, with QR codes linking to more resources. I was also informed that school and group visits are structured to minimise disturbance, and there's also a team of volunteers that run community outreach programmes, taking koala education out into the community. Sustainability is also part of the sanctuary's mission. They've taken steps to reduce single-use plastics, they recycle and plant native vegetation to support biodiversity, including local native bees. At the heart of the sanctuary is the Koala Hospital. It's fully equipped with an operating theatre, intensive care unit, X-ray facilities, an MRI machine and a clinic. Here, injured or sick wild koalas are treated by resident vets and a trained team of staff and volunteers. Healthy animals are released back into the wild, while those unable to survive independently receive lifelong care at the sanctuary. For educational purposes, the hospital also has a viewing window where visitors can look and see inside the clinic and might even get to see a procedure happening in real time. When entering the enclosure area, it feels as though enclosures have been designed with welfare at the centre. For sick and injured koalas, there is a quarantine area that is off limits to visitors, so the koalas can rest and recover in peace. 250 metres up the boardwalk and visitors can get the chance to view koalas. Enclosures are designed so that visitors are either at eye level or viewing koalas from below as they naturally would in the wild. This approach reduces stress, respects the koala's arboreal nature and creates a meaningful visitor experience. A koala's diet consists exclusively of eucalyptus leaves. At the sanctuary, fresh leaves are collected daily from multiple local species. Individual feeding preferences are carefully monitored. Elderly residents that can no longer chew are provided with eucalyptus smoothies, an innovative way to ensure good nutrition and extend their quality of life. Educational signage can be found around the boardwalk, as well as personal signs for each koala, explaining their story and how they came to be at the sanctuary. Behavioural enrichment is also provided at the sanctuary. Although koalas sleep up to 20 hours a day, when they are awake, climbing structures, food placement and fresh branches encourage natural browsing and exploration. One of the biggest ethical issues in wildlife tourism is animal contact. In some parts of Australia, tourists can still pay to cuddle a koala or take a photo in a staged enclosure. Here in New South Wales, it's actually illegal for the public to handle koalas, and I was pleased to see that Port Stephens takes this law very seriously. There's no petting, no posing, and no unnecessary stress for the koalas. Another ethical concern is the breeding of animals for entertainment purposes. Animals are bred so that when they're young and cute, they can be used for photos or entertainment. However, when done for ethical reasons, breeding can be very important for conservation purposes. This year, one of the koalas gave birth to the sanctuary's very first wild joey. It was a female and her name is Berube. This little one represents hope for the future. When she's older, the plan is to release her back into the wild. And with koala population numbers so low, breeding programs like this are essential for boosting population numbers. What's the verdict? We found the Port Stephens Koala Sanctuary to be very well maintained, educational, and most importantly, ethical. The koala's welfare is clearly the top priority. There is some complexity around the relationship between the sanctuary and the hospital, but in terms of animal care, habitat and visitor management, I was very impressed. The Ethical Explorer project is proud to approve the Port Stephens Koala Sanctuary for its strong commitment to animal welfare and conservation. If you're planning a visit to New South Wales, this is a place where your tourism truly makes a positive difference. Thank you for watching this review by the Ethical Explorer project. If you believe in ethical wildlife tourism, please subscribe to join our mission of supporting the good, exposing the bad, and protecting wildlife through responsible travel. Together, we can change the future of wildlife tourism.